got quite a little bit of history to talk about. Many of you are probably going to know more about some of this subject than I do. And so what I'd like for you to do before you do anything else, this is why, part of the reason why I do what I do, is when I count to number 3, I want you to turn to the people next to you and say, thank you for keeping history alive. On the count of 3, ready? 1, 2, 3. Thank you for keeping history alive. At any rate, we're going to talk about these two gentlemen. Most of you know a lot about them already, but we'll say some other things that maybe you don't know. And feel free to jump in and add a thing or two. I can count on a couple of people in here to do that. Now, these two men, in certain ways, were cut from the same cloth, only in different portions. Okay? So many things alike about how they did their entire tactical and strategic efforts, and yet from where they came from, 2 different parts of that cloth. All right? Now, being a historian, and I get called an historian now, I get to travel all over America. I've been as far away as Maryland. I go throughout the South, but mostly in Texas, and I give presentations like this. I have actually presented to thousands. Now, I also play banjo. You know what you're supposed to do when you hear that, right? Run. Paddle faster. I'm not going to play that. How many of you ever watched the TV show The Day Tripper? The Day Tripper. Well, I'm the banjo picker on The Day Tripper, okay, at the beginning. So I'll play that for you. And then I will tell you a little bit about this story. And Finney was there when I did that. At any rate, this is the theme song to the TV show The Day Tripper. If you've never seen it, check it out. Just a few years ago when we were touring. If you've not got involved with Hood's Texas Brigade, you ought to, because we do tours every year, just about every year, not COVID, but every year we do a tour. And we have some of the best symposiums that some of you've been to. And I'd encourage you to check with Finney about signing up for it. It doesn't cost about $25 a year or something like that. And really see what all Hood's Texas Brigade does. And it's growing all the time. We are planning a big tour to go into Virginia and elsewhere coming up, so more information about that. But check with Finney if you're interested. In this particular case, I was on Little Round Top, and they played a song that many of you know. It was a famous song in the Civil War, and it kind of goes like this. Jesus is a rosebud in Texas Avenue, the roses bright as diamonds, they sparkle bright, and you feel free to sing. We talk about your good times, see the rose leaves, but the yellow rose of Texas leaves, good for me. Texas, and promised me nobody could have loved her about her as much as me. She cried so loud over it, it broke my heart. If I ever find her, no more than everybody sing. Just sing the chorus, all right? Or at least lip sync. Jesus, he is a little rosebud, Texas Avenue. Her eyes are bright as diamonds, they sparkle like the dew. You can think about your good times, see the rose leaves, but the yellow rose of Texas leaves goes so far. Good job, y'all. Very nice. Way to go. It was really the first alma mater of the Confederacy, and was written after a particular flag was flown over Montgomery, which was the first capital of the Confederacy. And it was about a particular flag that was blue, maybe y'all know the words to it. We are a band of brothers native to the soil, fighting for property we gave by honest toil. And when the rights were defended, rivals near and far, hurrah for the blue flag and there's a single song. Everybody, hurrah, hurrah, for civil rights, hurrah, hurrah for the blue flag and there's a single song. As long as the Union was faithful to the trust, when Britain and like brothers was kind of readjust. But then the northern treachery attempts for rights to bar. We watched them high above the flag and there's a single star. Hurrah, hurrah, for civil rights, hurrah, hurrah for the blue flag and there's a single star. Hurrah, hurrah, for civil rights, hurrah, hurrah for the blue flag and there's a single star. J.B. Sweeney is the fellow that developed this instrument. The banjo originally came from Africa, which is basically a drum with a stick and then the string is strung on it. And they've done all kinds of different ways. There's a fellow in England who doesn't play the banjo at all, has like 600 different kinds of banjos hung up in his house. Beats me why, but that's what it is. The 5-string banjo was developed by J.B. Sweeney, and he ended up being the official banjo picker for General Jeb Stuart until he died in 1864. And then this song that I'm going to play for you was originally composed by Daniel Emmett, who was a Northerner, and he wrote the song based on something he'd heard from a Negro who had moved up north and been free. It was a freeman, and he got the idea for this particular song. When this song was played, it was the most popular song across the nation and even across the pond in other countries. This song was bigger than the biggest Beatles song ever. And the first time Lincoln heard it played, he asked for it to be played 2 more times. And the first time when South Carolina was seceding, every time somebody voted to secede, one of the representatives voted to secede, they played this song. And when a whole bunch of Texans on their way to Virginia, probably some of the 5th Texans or 4th or 1st Texans, landed in New Orleans, these guys never seen a city that big, but they did all go to the Opera House, and they heard this song performed, and they asked for it to be played 7 more times. This is it. Oh, I wish I was in the land of cotton, old times there,